Good morning. So this week I just kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about getting outside and doing stuff. I know I kind of touched base on that a few weeks ago, but something that like this time of year it normally ends up being like our family wants to be outside but it's too cold or the weather's just like up and down. You never know what it's going to be like. And so what we like last year what we ended up doing was going to St. Louis and going to this rec center. I think it was in like Festus or something. Not Festus, it could have been Festus, but we went to Festus and we went to the rec center and it was just really cool. They had like this whole like jungle gym water park type thing for little kids, and there's a lazy river and just, you know, stuff like that, and a big slide. So we did that with the girls because it was just fun to get out of the house, go up there for the day, play, come home, and be done. You know, we got to get in some activity and the girls got to swim. So that was something that we did last year. This year, so far, we went to a hotel down in Cape Girardeau and we stayed the night and just let the girls swim. And then we ordered pizza. It was simple. I think maybe our parents both did that with us a few times when we were younger, and it was just easy, simple. Elliot got to swim without swimming with her outer floaty, so she was super pumped for that. And she did really good, and so that was just fun. We got up early the next morning and came home for church, and that was it. But it was simple, and it was enough that our kids were like, oh my gosh, we got to go do something. We got to stay in a hotel. We got to do this, and we were just in Cape. We were like not even that far away from home. So, you know, doing things like that are fun and it gets you outside and, you know, all that stuff. I don't have any video of that from the pool this year. Actually, I have one picture of Elliot talking on a telephone with the cord, and she was like super pumped because Drew's mom called our hotel room and got to talk to her. So I have like one picture from our whole trip. But I have some pictures from last year that I can show you guys. And you know, something else that we've really been working on is just being intentional. Really being intentional with what we're doing with our kids and why we're doing it with them. And personally for me, with being a half stay-at-home mom or whatever you want to call me, because I only work behind the chair 2 days a week, I'm home with our kids Monday through Wednesday, which is only 3 days, but and then Saturday, you know, Saturday and Sunday too. But what I find myself doing is just being like, so, you know, not all the time, but some days it's just being like, watch TV, I gotta get the house clean. Watch TV, I gotta do this. Take a nap, I got, you know, like, it's hard for me to just sit and spend time with them, you know, when it's just the three of us home, or it's just me and Olivia home, or, you know, something like that. And so I've really been trying to work on being intentional in spending that time that I have with them, with just us, you know, because otherwise, you know, you lose that time with them and you're not going to get that back. And, you know, remembering that this is such a short amount of time that we have with them. And when you are with your kids and when you are, you know, like putting your phone down, not being on your phone, not, you know, and it's hard because we want to take the videos and we want to do all that stuff, which we still do that. We still take pictures, we still take videos when we're doing stuff with our kids, but at some point it's like, okay, I took all the pictures I want to take, I'm going to be with my kid now, you know, kind of thing. And I think that that's just really important, especially for our generations, for like our generations and the generations to come. Like, having our phone in our face is one of the biggest things that we do, you know? And I'm just as guilty of that, like super guilty. The last couple of days I've been feeling really sick and I'm feeling better now, but the last couple of days I have basically just been on my phone sitting on the couch while the girls watch TV because I just was not feeling good and I just didn't want to do anything, you know, and so that's just what we did. And it's been really crappy here, and so I think Sunday was beautiful out and we like did stuff. We went to a Super Bowl party, we did all that stuff and it was fun, but then it was like the next couple of days I just went downhill, and but now I'm feeling better, so that's beside the point. But you know, doing that with the girls and just being like, let's watch Tinkerbell all day long, you know, it's okay that I did that. It's not something that we do all the time, you know, and so, but like having to come up with ideas of, okay, today we're going to play with Play-Doh for at least an hour, or we're going to play with Play-Doh and do a game for today, or we're going to do a craft where you might get to paint some, you know, something like that. just being intentional with that stuff, because I'm not that great at that, and I'm trying to be better at that, especially in this year. Like, I'm really trying to work on certain things this year, and that's one of them. I'm also getting to do something else. I'm getting to remodel my salon, which I've been there for 7 years. I've been working in the garage for 7 years. Now, in that 7 years, I was still working at some other places also, but I think for a good 6 years, I've been in my salon. And then about 5 years ago, Drew extended my salon, and I have been on that side for at least 5 years, which is completely crazy to me because I've been doing hair for 10 years now. But so I get to redo my salon, I get to remodel it. It's been done, but it hasn't been finished, you know, like it's just not finished. It was like workable, and that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. But I really want to like tie it all together, finish it, make it look the part. I'm gonna recover some chairs, gonna do some stuff. My friend Emily's gonna help me, and I'm super excited about that. So more to come on that. And something else, and I don't want to end this on a sad note because this isn't really a sad thing. 5 years. It's been 5 years since my dad's been gone. He passed away of colon cancer whenever I was 3 months pregnant with Elliot. And so he knew I was pregnant. He didn't get to meet my kids or anything. But you know what? If you're going through something with loss like that, it gets easier. You don't forget them. You don't, you'll never forget them. But it gets easier. I think that one of the harder things now, like being 5 years into him being gone, I think one of the harder things is that Elliot will see pictures of him and she'll be like, oh, Grandpa Ed, he was so silly, he was so this, he was so that, all that stuff. And even though she has no idea really of who he was, she's watched videos of him that we have on our phones. We talk about him, not in like don't forget Grandpa Ed, but just in a like, oh Mom, who is your dad? Oh, well, my dad was, and we talk about him. So I think that's the hardest thing, is that she is talking about him and wondering where he is, and she'll be like, oh, Jesus is in my heart, and so is Grandpa Ed. He is. And like today's would have been my dad's 67th birthday, and she was like, well, where's his party gonna be? I was like, well, in heaven, because like Grandpa's not here, so we can't have a party for him. Or she'll be like, I'm gonna see Grandpa Ed he's gonna come visit us. I'm like, no, like not really, but one day we will get to see him, And so just remembering that it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through this rough patch, and you're gonna start seeing the joy, and you're gonna start seeing that your life isn't completely over whenever you lose someone. And loss is different for everybody. I lost my dad to cancer, and it wasn't a sudden thing. Everyone handles loss differently. That's just what it is. And everybody at some point loses someone. But just remembering that you are loved, that it's gonna be okay, and you have to still have your joy. If you don't have your joy, it's gonna be a really hard road, and having Jesus in your life makes a huge difference with that, because it gives you this peace of knowing that it's gonna be okay. And even though we don't know the person that we lost, we don't know their true heart when it comes to their relationship with God, we pray that we'll get to see them one day, and we pray that they'll be in heaven, and along with us ourselves praying that we'll be in heaven too. But until that day comes, we're not gonna know. So but just knowing that Jesus can give you peace about where you're at right now, and give you not really an understanding, but kind of an understanding, because I don't know why this happened. I don't know why my dad got sick. I don't know all that stuff. But also taking care of yourselves, like with cancer type stuff, taking care of yourself, being proactive with getting, like for us, colonoscopies. I've had like 2 already, and I'm only 31. Not something I wanted to do the last couple of years, but I have, because I want to be proactive. So, yeah, I hope that, I kind of got off on a tangent there. But I hope that this helps someone wherever you're at with whatever you're doing. You're going to be all right. So I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next week. So, bye.